We're knee-deep in footy, folks. It's a big week, and I've got a big pill. Let's get stuck in and bounce that pill. Welcome, fam. Round 4 wrap-up. You know how it be. My name's Broden Kelly. Let's start it with the round the grounds. You know how it works. Tom's here.
Hello.
You picked the song this week. I got no snare in my headphones, Tom. Down the grounds, 2025. Pies and Blues was good, I found. Guns at the MCG, on and off the ground. Geelong in Geelong is very good bet. Christian Trucker looking very upset. Suns are undefeated, I ain't pranking. Definitely a mark from Isaac Rankin. And Tigers are bad, but that's allowed. Brisbane colours, Trent Cotchin in the fucking crowd. Swans against the Roos, they did not quit. North in prime time did look shit. GWS took it up a notch. Against West Coast it wasn't worth a watch. And Saints beat Port and they are cooking. Saints fans are in the rap now, that stop sooking. Dogs and Freo was a very hot tussle. Freo, yeah, I got big fucking muscles. And my name's Broden Kelly and I'm doing a rap. Over here is Tom and he doesn't rap crap. Yo.
Hello. My name is Tom. My nickname growing up was Tom to the Dom.
Yeah, his name's Tom. He's got a schlong. And then we'll leave it there. Hello, folks. Welcome to the AFL Footy with Broden Kelly, a weekly wrap-up of the Footy wrap-up Mondays. My name's Broden. I'm a comedy man doing the comedy festival at the moment. Very tired.
Enjoying it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but we know what we're talking about with footy, and that's what I see in the comments. The number one comment we get from us, and you'll see it under the comments that it went up today. Broden knows what he's talking about.
Football expert.
You see that more and more. And I'm embarrassed because I make all the others look bad. All those sort of, waxed head, sort of SEN pundits.
Yeah.
I smack them. I smack them with my knowledge. How are you, Tom?
Very well, thank you for asking.
What's news?
What is news with me? Nothing much. I'm just hanging out. Not doing the comedy
Not sleeping
festival.
good? You got the snooze bed?
I got the snooze bed, back pain really bad, been going to the chiro.
Oh, you went to a chiro?
Yeah, I've had the sherb.
Oh, are you gone from a physio to a chiro or chiro to because they hate each other, don't they?
I don't know. But yeah, I did physio for a while and it was working and helpful, but I was just going to a chiro as well now.
Do you know I don't know a dad who says that their back is good?
I know, right?
Because they say with the picking up of the kids don't care about, the kids aren't a barbell.
No.
And I've always said that about children. They're not, they're not barbells. When you pick them up, they try and hurt your back.
Yeah.
Do you think Atlas has hurt your back?
I think he may have, yeah. But I don't think intentionally.
No, of course.
Have,
No,
yeah.
your job as a child is to hurt your father's back.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it's well. Now, Tom, I asked you this week. I want to try something new this week. What is your match of the week? And I will bring my match of the week.
I'm guessing that we have the same one. I think
I've prepared.
Suns versus Adelaide.
Okay, Tom's brought a very hot take. He's brought the Suns versus Crows as his match of the week.
Can I do what I thought was the next best?
No, because I get to pick my match of the week.
Oh, because I brought a...
Don't you dare.
I brought a one as well, just in case.
A backup one?
Yeah.
All right, well then let's talk. I will pick... Because you look excited for your backup.
No, I was just I think it was almost just as fun. It's just Gold Coast was great,
Well, no,
I just want to know which one you have.
You're ruining I built a new thing, match of the week.
I don't know how it works.
Because it's like on AFL 360.
Yeah.
When they come in, whether it's Robbo or Gary, and Jared will go, all right, and what's your highlight of the weekend?
Oh, okay, fun.
And then you would go, well, mine's the Suns Crows this weekend. What a game. The Crows have, so good, but just couldn't get it done at the end there. Mac versus Thilthorpe. We've got a great rivalry now, And then I'll go, well, that's great that was your one, Tom, but my one's this one.
So you want me to talk about the Suns and the Crows now?
Pick it, yeah.
Okay. Suns and Crows.
That's a great pick, Tom. I thought that was a great match too. How is that Mac versus Thilthorpe rivalry at the end there?
Oh, I thought it was great. I think let's unpack it. So I think it was interesting because I think Mac was on Tex all game.
Yeah.
And towed Mac up, to be honest.
Well, I disagree with that.
No, I think he kicked 5 on him or whatever.
He kicked 4 on him supposedly, but there was moments. Max didn't have his best game, but what Mac did, right?
Yeah.
Is there was points in that game where Tex Walker just chose not to chase him and run him, and Mac was responsible for a lot of rebound goals because Tex couldn't. Tex obviously kicked goals and some of the goals he kicked were just off like one step and like really redeemed himself.
Yeah, incredible.
I thought Mac wasn't bad, but then at the end of the game they took him off and moved him to Thilthorpe and he stopped him.
Yes, and I would say that I think the thing with Mac Rat is without Charlie Ballard, we don't have that second tall defender.
Yeah.
Sam Collins had a rough day as well. So he's being forced to defend when last year when he was at his best, he was just intercepting, right? But I would say with the attitude, everyone's mad at Mac, and I think it's fair enough. If I was an Adelaide supporter...
Who's mad at Mac? I'm not mad at Mac.
Everyone's mad at Mac. Believe me.
Why?
I've done the Malakas for this week. Everyone's mad
mad at Mac, though, because Suns don't have a fan base and they're all Crows fans. Having a sook.
I think that...
Great for the game, Mac.
As a Suns fan, I think it's that attitude that he has, the arrogance and the anger that made him slot that goal after the siren against Essendon. It's that attitude that made him get that punch against Thilthorpe. Only
sooks with if you're upset with Mac after
So
that.
I don't want him to rein it in just as a fan because I think it was, while it was like a little embarrassing to carry on after the siren, I think it's that attitude that makes him so great.
Well, we don't know what was said. I think Thilthorpe was into him.
100%.
So let me say something. Did you know, Tom, that Crows have received 4 apologies in 3 years from the AFL?
Yeah.
2 in 2023, 1 in 24, and 1 this year now.
Yes, it's being discussed incessantly, and I think it will all week. But you know what the thing was? Like, I feel really bad for Crows supporters because it wasn't just this call. Suns kicked 3 goals in the last quarter, and 2 of them were handed to them. There was the one
So
where...
Rankin dropped the mark.
Yes,
or supposedly dropped the mark, and then there was either a mark or a free kick for Rankin, and they got neither.
Sure.
The umpire potentially froze up.
That was a bad call. But on top of that, the Suns had 2 go for them. Did you see when, what's our big forward's name? Jed Walter played on, they called him back and said, oh, no, it's okay, it's okay.
Oh, that was fine. That was completely fine. That was completely fine.
It took Miller's 50-metre penalty as well. No, it was Lockie Weller's 50-metre penalty for a very light shove in the back. So I think Suns were gifted 2 goals in the last quarter, and also...
Well,
also Rankin was stolen one. So I think Adelaide
you think it was
fans,
stolen valor?
I think Adelaide fans have every right to be upset. Having said that, I do think we're taking away from how great the Suns played and how fun it was. And
oh man, it was so good. And Jed Walter, you don't think he should be in the AFL, but me, I've championed him since his very first game. Did you watch the replay of Jed Walter, Tom? I was so excited to talk to you about Jed Walter. He's going to be so good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've never doubted that he will be good. Just that you were singing his praises last year when he had 4 touches and a behind.
I was singing his praises last year, and I sing him now as he's arrived. The arrival of Walter. But the Suns are scary, right? And they've got guns on every line. You can argue, but Crows look outstanding as well.
Yes, I genuinely think that the Crows were better on the day. Can I go deep on the Suns for 2 seconds?
Please.
I think that we're surviving on pure talent right now. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, it feels like we're bombing it in because we've got so much talent there and we're just making it work.
I think they're on the right track. I think there was a lot of lowering of eyes into 50 for the Suns on this game. But when they're panicked, they do bomb.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. Like, if we've got enough talent to win games off pure talent, like, that's fun.
They're so on the right track.
I do worry that once we come up against like a Geelong or a really masterful coach that we'll have troubles. And yeah, Adelaide was an example of that as well. Like, for them to even come this close away from home in Gold Coast was phenomenal. Really.
Tom, ask me my match of the week.
What was your match of the week?
Tom, my match of the week was absolutely the game that was the last game of the week, the Simon Garlick Cup, Freo versus Doggies over in Optus Stadium. What a game. Dogs are the walking wounded, Tom. They have no one back. It's just their young fellas kicking ass. And Freo needed to stand up. They pushed away and then they held Doggies off, but it got very close there at the end. It was 10 points when the game was really on.
Yeah.
Sam Darcy is the best player in the AFL. I can't wait to see Sam Darcy this year next to Marcus Bontempelli in one team because that is fucking horrifying, right?
Yeah, he's really good.
And then Tracy had 15 clearances himself. Player of the match, right? Shai Bolton, the best he's looked over there. And then our mate Deadly Dudley. He's so small, man.
Yeah, he was quite small.
He's so small.
He was very good.
This was a fantastic game. These are 2 games that should have been in prime time. The Crows game and the Dockers game Should have been Friday and Saturday.
It's funny because
Friday and Thursday.
The Freo game looked like it was blown out at halftime.
It was close until there was a really brief window just before halftime where Dogs just couldn't run with them.
Yeah, they piled them on. And I thought, here we go, game over. But then they clawed back and were fantastic.
Dogs' mentality, whether you like their list at the moment or not, their mentality is elite. And Freo needed that, and they've got a couple of easy beats coming up now as well, so they're in the perfect position. They're primed, mate. That's our two. What do you think of this idea of our two favourite matches of the week?
I like it, but
and leading with them,
do I talk about my backup one now? Or?
Well, tell us what it is.
Well, I think Port and Saints was like an incredible game, really.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't. What's that second team you said?
The Saints.
I don't know who that is.
That's why I was like, ready. If you were Gold Coast Suns, I was happy to talk about.
What are they?
They're some VFL team.
All right, give me a sting, Tom.
Show me the fucking fight!
Time for some of your music, Tom. You bring Tom's music of the week.
Hey, can I talk about music for 2 seconds?
I just set up the whole music thing, of course.
I know, but you want me to talk about like the music for the show or whatever, boring.
But you want to talk about what?
I want to talk about Skrillex's new album really quickly.
Okay.
Come on, let me have my fun.
I didn't realize it's 2009.
Have you listened yet? See, this is what you do. You see, this is what people do. They put down Skrillex. He's the GOAT, Broden. Forget
what?
2009. Of production, full stop. Of sound design, of...
Have you got a bit to play?
No, because we're not allowed to.
Oh.
But here's what I'm telling you to do, Broden. So this new album he's put out, right? Basically he had a deal with Atlantic. And they stopped him from putting out certain bits of music, and it was one of those record deals where it was a tough and toe, right? He's just finished that contract. So he can just put out whatever he wants. So he's basically put out all the B-sides and the stuff that was rejected from Atlantic for the last like 10 years as like a mixtape with like just all sorts of fun like voiceovers and stuff. And it's just like...
Well, I want people to go and listen to it and then report back in the chats and the Spotify comments or on YouTube and say, Tom, you're so right. Or
you're wrong. I will say it is a little 2009. It is a little dubstep because the songs are like 10 years old. But there's also so much forward-thinking stuff.
I can't wait to hear it. But let's look at the Skrillex of 2025. Their name is Tom. What have you made this
So because of Skrillex, I decided to do a Skrillex sort of track because we still need a Wacky Willy closing theme.
Okay.
We have our great Wacky Willy opening theme.
You embarrassed me the other day, by the way.
What?
You humiliated me.
With what?
On Mans, with Mans.
No.
Because we recorded it live,
Yeah.
and you told me, you said, we won't be able to do the old intro. We won't be able to do the new intro. We won't be able to do the new intro.
Yeah.
So in the show, I'm like, we don't have the new intro this week, so here's the news.
Oh, yeah.
And then the new intro plays. And then at the back of it, I'm like, sorry, that wasn't the new intro. But it's the new intro, Tom.
I meant I hadn't prepared it for the live stream.
But surely you could have cut me saying that.
And I also haven't finished it really, so I don't even know why I chucked it in, just because I didn't want to play the old one.
I was made to look a fool.
I didn't want to play the old one. That would have been boring. So I put in the work in progress.
Anyway, please, sorry to interrupt.
Here's our year of Skrillex, the greatest of all time. Broden hates him. Wacky Willy theme song. Bit of a build-up so you can get the vibe.
Footy. This is Skrillexy.
Wacky Willy Wednesday.
Yeah, this is sick. Kids today don't know.
Yeah, they don't know.
They don't know what it was like. In some derelict house in Ballarat in 2009, just doing this. That's fat as.
It's not even really dubstep, it's trap really.
Can you put some fucking commentary over that?
No. It's for Wacky Willy.
But then, like,
I made a voice and everything.
Wacky Willy Wednesday.
Oh yeah, this is very Skrillex.
Tom,
if you like that, you got to go listen to his mixtape.
I climaxed. I think I want to hear that in an episode from time to time with like a Brian Taylor go, how do you do that? How's that on bounds? And then,
I haven't finished this one either. I actually made this one. A lot of the times with the stings, I just borrow music. But
give the feedback, everyone.
yeah, what do you think?
I think it's 10 out of 10.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's 3.5 stars, Braden. Now, I'm going to say, if you want feedback, I'm about to make something that will get the most feedback we've ever done, Tom.
Sure, I think I know what's happening.
Tom, I've ranked every AFL club. No, not ranked. I've given my opinion of what every AFL team is.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Well, no, I'm not ready because you haven't set any sort of ground rules or any sort of idea of how you sort of worked it out.
Looked at the personalities of all the chips available in Australia.
Yeah. So we're talking brand, not just flavour? Because there's only like 5 flavours of chips.
I'm looking at all the brands and all the flavors that come under each of those respective brands.
And we're talking about crisps. Yeah?
Let me be really clear.
Okay.
Picture you are in a university food court.
Yeah.
You walk up to the vending machine.
Yeah.
All of these you can see in that. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So you might be like, that's not a chip. And I will say, I showed you the parameters.
So you're putting in French fries. You're putting in French fries, aren't you?
What you fucking...
The little red packets of French
No,
fries.
look, I'm not saying... I'm about to read out the list.
And we know French fries are going to be on there, and it's not a chip.
It is a chip.
It is a chip. I agree with you.
But there's going to be things in here that you're going to fight me on and say that's not a chip.
What about Cornados?
Just shut up for a second.
Doritos.
Listen, what I'm saying is you've opened it. You open it with two hands.
Yeah.
You pinch it. You pull it open.
Yeah.
And you put your hand in and you eat them.
And there's a waft, and it sticks to your fingers, and you
That's
lick
chips.
them.
I think that's chips.
Okay, what are the brands? Or you just want to do it?
I'm going to do it.
Okay, do it. I'll listen. Do you want me to comment?
Yeah. I don't think you'll be able to... You won't be able to fucking help.
I don't really like crisps, so it'd be interesting.
Shh. At Adelaide,
Yeah.
they're a Samboy plain. Just salt. Samboy, crinkle cut.
Okay, so you're saying Adelaide's a bland, boring place.
I love a Samboy crinkle cut. If I'm at a party...
Oh, yeah, crinkle
If
cut.
I'm at like a 21st or an 18th or a 16th, you know, and I see the bowls and I'm walking up to the crinkle cut, I'm like, please, God, let that be a plain.
So I'm like, please, God, let it be a salt and vinegar.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. No, I'm
Yeah.
just, no. 'Cause nothing worse than a soggy salt and vinegar at a fucking
No,
20th
no,
or
I
whatever.
love a salt and vinegar.
Sydney,
Yeah.
veggie chips.
Veggie chips. Oh, I really like veggie chips, actually.
Yeah.
They're really nice. You know it's not potato?
Yeah, it's veggies.
No, it's like some weird plant.
It's veggies.
Yeah, but it's not actually veggies. Do you know what they are?
Does that resonate with Sydney for you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the upper class fancy one. So these veggies, they're like, it's like, you know how you have like the vegetable chips, right? You know how you have the vegetable
Are you having a mental breakdown in front
I
of me?
am, but I want to tell you what sort of chip it is.
You said, I don't know if I'll have anything to say, and you've already lost your fucking mind.
Yeah, because you would think it's
Let people
blown
write
up
in.
potato.
It's fine.
No, you need to know.
I know it's not potato, it's veggie.
It's cassava.
Yeah, okay, great.
It's cassava. What's
All
a
right.
cassava, Braden?
Calm down.
Do you know what a cassava
Calm down.
is? Do you know?
His eyes have turned black.
Do you know what a cassava is?
Yes, please.
What is it? I don't know.
It's a cassava. Stop.
What's a cassava?
Stop! Jesus!
What's a cassava?
I'm 2 teams in.
It's a starchy root vegetable that's a staple food in tropical regions. Isn't that interesting? The veggie chips are cassava.
Brisbane are a Samboy barbecue chip.
Yeah, I'm not resonating with that. I think you put it in order of what resonates the most, and then it will.
No,
slowly drip away.
Samboy barbecue chips are entirely Brisbane. I think that's so... I don't even have to explain that.
You
It's
do, 'cause I
so
don't
clear.
understand.
They are so clearly a Samboy barbecue. Essendon, and this is the one I got the most right.
Okay.
Chicken Samboy. Green
What's up
packet.
with all this Samboy stuff?
Just calm down, all right? It's not all Samboy.
you know, Red Rock has like 18 flavors, yeah?
Tom.
Especially the special Red Rocks.
Essendon are a chicken Samboy.
Okay. That's odd.
Frio, kettle chips, sea salt and vinegar.
Yeah. Okay.
Frio,
Same colour. Makes sense.
No,
Both
they're
purple.
not. Are they?
Yeah, all salt and vinegar is always purple.
I didn't even think about that. I just think that's right. Frio are a kettle chip, sea salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
Geelong, this is out there. I even know this is out there. Chicken twisties.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever have the kettle honey ham?
I'm talking about chicken twisties now.
Yeah. Have you ever had
I prefer chicken
kettle
twisties to
honey
normal
ham?
twisties.
I am with you there for the first couple of bites, but by the end, the cheese ones are better.
Hawthorn, Doritos, plain.
Plain.
But you see, your response is, I don't want to eat plain, right?
Exactly.
But it's not, more about the personality of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Hawthorn-
Hawthorn is like zany and out there. They're all about these arrogant young
Yeah, that's
forwards.
why
They
they're
should be-
Doritos.
They should be.
They're corn chips.
Red Rock Thai Lime.
Here's how this analogy works, right?
Red Rock Thai Lime.
Corn chips, Doritos are out there,
Yeah.
right? Doritos are fucking out there,
Yeah.
man. They're so fucking out there.
Well, not really.
But Hawthorn are in the category of out there, but they're still a little bit vanilla plain for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Because, you know.
Just wait till
Yeah.
you hear the whole list.
Yeah, I hear you.
Next on my list, perfect example,
They're good
Giants,
ones. Yeah.
Doritos, Cheese Supreme.
Okay. Yeah, the nicest of Doritos.
And they're out there, man.
And they're dusty.
I don't know what Dusty has to do with it, but yeah. Carlton,
Dusty. Yeah.
and this is, see, all the pissing and moaning you did in the first half, coming back now. Carlton, Red Rock Deli Lime and Cracked Pepper.
Oh, yeah. I don't like those ones.
But it resonates, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, great. Now you're on board. Melbourne.
See, I would have gone... Have you ever had Tyrrell's Cheddar?
Yeah, I've had Tyrrell's Cheddar.
Because I think of Carlton as like the oldest club in my head. You know, the most boring.
Melbourne's
been
the oldest
around
club.
forever. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, Melbourne's even more of a Tyrrell's Cheddar.
Well, I haven't
You're right.
been on it. Melbourne's next.
Okay.
And they are a Red Rock Sour Cream Sweet Chili.
No, I wouldn't give you guys that compliment. I'd give you guys a Smith's
Why is that a compliment?
Smith's Plain, if anything. You're
No,
the
Adelaide is Smith's Plain. Sandboy Plain.
Oldest, most by the book, you know, boring.
I think a bit rich, a bit, boo la la. you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
okay. Red Rock is that, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Port.
Sea salt, maybe.
Port, and this is to take offence.
Yeah, great.
Chickadees.
Chickadees. Do I know what chickadees
Yeah,
are?
bloody Lucy puts them in our office. You know those
I don't think I've
those
eaten
little
them.
chicken that they taste like.
Oh, chicken flavored snacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
this is not a chip.
It's a chip,
It's a chicken flavored fun.
but then you open it with the pinch and
Yeah,
you,
okay, yeah.
I said the parameters at the
Maybe
top.
put Oreos as the next one as well. Because Oreos are a chip.
I'm
Oreos are
actually
a
getting
chip.
mad. I'm actually getting mad.
Oreos are a chip.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Red Rock Plain.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think you agree with that.
Yeah, I can get on.
Collingwood.
Yeah.
Samboy Salt and Vinegar.
Okay, I don't think I've ever had that.
Pink. You just said at a party you hope the bowl is
Yeah,
full.
I mean when I say crinkle cut, but I'm not specifically Sandboy or not, you know?
The pink ones, I think Collingwood, Samboy, Salt and Vinegar.
Sure.
Suns?
Yeah.
Oh, this is so correct. Cheezels.
Cheeses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Or burger rings.
Dogs?
Yeah.
Barbecue Shapes.
Barbecue shapes. Shapes is not a chip. Barbecue shapes. Yeah.
I think that's very right. I
They're
think dogs
goated.
are very much barbecue shapes.
They're goated, I guess.
North, and you're
Yeah.
going to hate this, but
Sure.
it's completely right.
Yeah.
North, microwave popcorn.
Microwave popcorn. So I guess you could put Oreos in the list.
North and microwave popcorn.
Okay. I don't understand how, but sure.
Saints, Pringles plain.
Pringles plain. When I think of Pringles, I think of plain as sour cream and onion. Like that's their
incorrect.
That's their gold standard.
But that's
their
not
number one.
plain.
If you walked in the shop and there was only one Pringles flavor, it'd be sour cream and onion. You know
And
what
Richmond,
I mean?
French fries.
Yeah. How's it still going?
What do you mean?
This segment's the longest segment.
Well, that's the last 10.
Okay, great.
French fries.
Because why?
I don't know. It just felt right.
Yeah. I'll come in next week and I'll do all 18 teams just with the Red Rock flavors,
Okay, you fucking...
including all the special edition ones. I've had Peking duck. I've had fried chicken.
I don't care.
I can't wait.
Thanks, you piece of shit. Hit that sting.
Collingwood have closed like the Grim Reaper.
Tom.
Yeah.
Thursday night, get this joke. We'll get ready for this pun.
I'm ready.
Luckily, footy this week didn't start with a bang. Do you get that?
No, over my head. Didn't start with a bang.
Because Thursday night, the MCG, Carlton took on Collingwood.
And there was two people with guns there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Thank God no one was hurt.
Thank God.
Thank God. I'll tell you a story about when I'm less scared. When I heard there was someone with guns, I was like, oh yeah. Because when we tour America, I assume everyone has guns.
And
We did
often they do.
We had a meet and greet in our line once in Austin, Texas, and I was doing meet and greets, put my hand around people. I put my hand around a guy on the left here, nice fan, and I put my hand, he had a holster on his chest, and he had a gun, and I put my hand on his gun.
Yeah.
And I went, holy fucking shit. So now in Australia, I'm like, oh no, 4 guns?
I've survived 6 months in LA, mate.
No, that was full on.
It was full.
The MCG has said human error.
Yes, that makes sense.
So they said something's up with these people and then let them through.
Yeah,
with 4 guns.
I think human error makes perfect sense, right? Because I've been ushered through without even a glance over before, and I've also been patted down before. So
And I've also had many guns.
no, so I feel like my experience of going through the gates of the MCG has been very varied. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you saw at the Richmond Brisbane game
Yeah.
the next day, they checked everyone for guns.
Yeah, glad
they were
I
doing
didn't go.
cavity searches on Saturday.
Yeah,
They're like,
100%, yeah.
Spread them.
As they should. That's the only logical response after
I
that.
think the chances now of seeing anyone with a gun, even if you're never going to see a gun. There's no guns in this country apart from illegal ones. Mm-hmm. There's no guns around anymore.
Yeah, unless you want a big old rifle, but it's hard to conceal a rifle.
Two people came in. You can't hide a rifle in your bum.
No, you can't. You can hide a pistol, but they're all
You
illegal.
can try. But it was a good game.
Yeah.
Carlton showed up. Here's the thing with Carlton, right?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like putting out the Vossi interview on Saturday. It just didn't feel right.
It didn't feel right.
And that's my decision. But they play these great first halves.
Yeah.
And we said it on Thursday.
We did.
We said they're going to stop playing at halftime and Pies will run over them. And it happened. So what the fuck?
I don't know, because I just feel like their midfield, and this is not a negative, their midfield's a little slow, and it hasn't hurt them in past. Cripps has won 2 Brownlows, as a very slow midfielder.
This was maybe Walsh back to form this game. He was back to looking quite good.
100%, but even he's a slower player. He's a gut runner and stuff. So maybe they're fit and they'll come good later in the season, or maybe they just can't go with the fast, explosive teams. I don't know.
Yeah, but change the fucking plan.
Well, they just don't have the personnel for it.
Just defend, though. Don't just go, just locking this shit down.
But apart from Wiedering, who's their great defenders? You know what I mean? Well, I guess they have a few, but yeah, I don't know.
They got to do
It's tough.
something. They can't they didn't change their game plan.
No, and I don't think the list gives them many opportunities to change, is what I would argue.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It was it was a night of underbelly.
Yeah.
Do you know Tony Mockbell got out after 18 years, an underbelly figure?
Went straight to my house.
Straight to Northland, out of prison after 18 years and went, get me to Northland.
You sent me the article and I was like, oh my God, he went to Northland. Next paragraph.
And then
he went to Viewbank.
He's hanging around Northland Viewbank.
Which is where we grew up.
If you were in prison for 18 years, would you go to Northland straight away?
If I was in prison for 18 years, the first place I would go is Yalambee McDonald's, which is in Viewbank, I guess. So
you go to Yalambee McDonald's?
Yeah, it's the best McDonald's in the world.
I'd go to Montmorency Bakehouse.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew you would do that. I quite like Royal Stacks as well. Maybe I go Royal Stacks. Yummy.
Wrong. You talk to me about Chickadee.
Or Messina.
Well, now I go to Messina. Fluffy Torpedo.
Yeah. I haven't
we
tried
should go
it.
there after this.
I haven't tried it, sure.
The other game, Saints versus Port, you talked about was a fucking rip snorter of a game. You look at the list of games on Sunday and you went, maybe only Freo and Dogs is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
But no, this was a fantastic game.
And you know what? Like, Port were way better, but Saints are just the real deal. Can I tell you something crazy about Saints?
This margin complements the Saints. It was much closer until the very, very end, similar to the Dogs Freo one.
Saints have won 8 of their last 10. So if you look at that,
What do we got here?
well, they might be cooking.
What do we have here?
A Saints uprising, perhaps.
The Saints are back.
The Saints are back, baby.
To quote Green Day,
Yeah,
the
What?
Saints are coming.
the Saints are coming.
The U2 Green Day collab song.
Oh, I don't know
Saints
it.
are coming. Oh, it's a cover, I think.
Yeah, right. But the Saints, the real deal. And I think Port are fucked. They finished second last year, and they're now 1-3.
Yeah.
They're fucked.
Yeah. I wish we were 1-3.
Yeah, I know, but still.
It hurts seeing Port play so badly in what could be one of the best Guernseys that's ever been made in the AFL.
Oh, the Lightning one.
Oh, it's so good. I wish they were just playing that all the time. It is outstanding, Thomas. What do you think of it?
I thought it was cool. Yeah, I didn't really notice, to be honest, but I thought it was groovy.
You reckon Horn Francis is the best player in the league, don't you?
I think that the way he played today, he has been quite down for the start of the season, but the way he played today with that explosiveness, 3 goals, 28 fucking disposals, like those are the games that when he plays, if he plays like that every week, he is the best player in the league. Forget Harley Reid, forget Sam Darcy, forget the Bont even. Like that is the stereotypical best player in the competition. He just hasn't been really able to do it for that long, except it was his 69th game today.
Oh, well.
So
magic.
The horny one went 69. I'm up for it.
Horny Magic 69.
But in real sense, Butters was back. Maybe Butters helps free him up potentially so he can play a bit more.
Butters had 30 disposals.
Yeah, maybe that Rosie got tagged out of the game, so maybe that frees him up to run around a bit more.
Awesome for Port is Powell Pepper.
I know, right? After not being great last year, in my opinion, he was really good today. He had a couple of rundown tackles that were super important. It's really surprising because he really was not great last year. But
Wanganeen Malera as well as always. He had some huge impact.
Yeah, it's the usual people for the Saints, isn't it? Wilkie, Sinclair, McRae, the usual guns.
Figuring it out.
But you know what was funny is Rowan Marshall's one of the best rucks in the game, but he absolutely lost the hit out thing to Jordan Sweet, which I found was interesting. So I don't know if he's carrying an injury or something.
What
but
the heck
he
is
was
that
getting
about?
dominated. Then the hitouts was at one point it was 13-3. It finished 39-17. And Rowan Marshall, you know, I always speak so highly of him.
You love Rowan Marshall.
So I don't know if Jordan Sweet's just the emerging ruckman of the year or.
North looked good at the start of the year. North Melbourne looked good at the start of the year. And if you turned on the footy media punditry on Sunditry,
Yeah.
they would get, particularly Damien Barrett probably needs to get called out. Shut up, man. Like, they just smashed North and said they're a disgrace.
Yeah.
They're so on the right track. They just came up against Swans getting into form. Was Sherry out for a lot of it? Is that what was happening?
Yeah, something's wrong with him, but yeah, he didn't play great. He was spent a lot of time on the bench.
They're
But
so fine. I know they got pumped by 60 points, but they're not bad.
I agree with you. I can't believe that I tipped North. Like, this was bound to happen. Like, they can't. They're so young. They've got so much emerging talent. Of course, they were going to drop a couple of games like this, and Swans were always going to get it together. So I'm like, when I saw the result, I was like,
You were
yeah,
a fool.
of course.
You were an absolute oaf.
And you tipped them as well, I think.
Well, let's not, you know.
But yeah, I think
My boy Amadi,
what I really liked was Parker stepping up and having 2 goals and 30 disposals and absolutely
27, yeah.
absolutely destroying against his old team. I always love to see that.
Amadi loves to get goals in games that are, not important.
Yeah, I do think there's criticism to draw for North. There always is, right? But yeah, I don't think they're a disaster or anything. Harry Sheasel moved back to halfback and dominated.
Tom?
That's clearly his best.
Who is Riley Bice?
Riley Bice, I've got him as a super for later. So you know how we talked about Sam Davidson last week?
Yeah.
Riley Bice is a player who played VFL. He's 24 now.
Do you know what Riley Bice is? He looks like when I look at
Yeah.
a picture of Riley Bice, I'm like, one of my female friends. This is their boyfriend.
Yeah, right. So he's 20.
This is my boyfriend Riley Bice.
He's 24. He played VFL last year. Got drafted at pick 47.
Right.
And he's just a ready-made footballer.
Well, he's best on ground for Sydney in this game.
Just about. And you know what? He's taken away a lot of the defensive role that Matt Roberts plays as well, which is saying something. He's just
And he's dating
really
our
special.
female friend.
But I feel like the Swans have that ability that that Cats have as well to just pluck these guys, you know?
They pluck them like
They
a
just
like a
pluck 'em.
band. They pluck them like a banjo.
They just pluck them, and more often than not, they turn out to be awesome. I feel like Sydney debuts so many players every year, and they usually turn out to be good.
Giants was a satisfying watch on Sunday. It was just nice to watch a very good team just go do a good old fashioned pumping.
Just an old.
And they took the foot off the pedal in the third. They could have won by 200 points. Jesse Hogan kicked 9 goals,
Yeah,
and
so
he
sad,
gave
right?
away one in the square.
I know, so sad, right?
And
I really love this
Stringer can't kick straight, but he is taking the pressure off Hogan so heavily. Stringer looks like very locked in. He's doing exactly the same as what happened with Hogan. He's found God, or he's found footy God, and he is locked in.
Yeah, how many did he kick? He didn't kick any.
Hogan kicked 9, and Stringer has not kicked a goal yet for the Giants.
Okay, he's
He's missed
providing support.
3 times.
Really, right? I didn't notice.
He has not kicked a goal yet. But they're just looking ripe as poor old Eagles. What are you going to do? They're just debuting players and blooding them and doing the thing.
They're so fucked.
Now let's talk about the best game of the week, the D's Cats.
Hey, it actually was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no,
Way better. It was fun.
Can I say something crazy?
Yeah.
We're going to play finals.
You're so funny.
D's going to play finals.
I love your blind optimism.
I don't need to go on it that much, but I think we turn this. I know. Obviously everyone's out on them. I think somehow we turn it around.
I'm not down on you. You played a lot better.
I think miraculously, somehow, something clicks and we turn this around. I don't know how. I know I'm probably wrong.
It's not impossible. The high-end talent is there.
I love Harvey Langford and I love Xavier Lindsay and I love Aiden Johnson. I think we're going to figure it out. And the Cats look good.
Yeah.
You see, Ollie Dempsey?
Yeah.
No, someone got in trouble for staging, got a fine for
Yeah,
staging.
Ollie
There was a bit
Dempsey
of,
did. Yeah, a bit of that. I think someone said in a group chat on the weekend, if you had to rebuild, not saying that you are, but if you had to rebuild, and it's Petrarca and Oliver and Gorn leading the way, you've got the top end talent and the leadership there to bounce back this season.
Yeah, I'm not mad about the D's this year. I said to someone today, I'm mad about the D's in 2022, 2023 because Goodwin, there's no defence for how badly Goodwin coached in those 2
100%.
years. We got figured out and he did nothing about it and
Yeah.
he's responsible for that.
And you're one fumble in the middle square away from playing in a prelim anyway. The one thing I'll just say quickly about Cats to make sure that I say something positive about the Cats is that I think Danger listened to me on Thursday when I said he wasn't top 10 because he really fucking showed up and he was fantastic.
What about Guthrie as well?
Yeah, their half-backs and their backline is just incredible, the way they bounce back and everything.
Guthrie, Smith, Humphrey, Stewart, all over it, mate.
Yeah, all over it. But Danger's one of those players where it's just like, he might have, like 20 years ago, if he was around, or 30 years ago, he would have played full forward and kicked 8 or 9 every week, I think. Like one-on-one, he's unstoppable.
Is that what you reckon?
I think so. He's just a bit, his shots on goal accuracy is not great, but I think he would have just clunked 15 marks a game and just had 10 shots on it.
I love it, mate. I love to hear it. Give me a sting.
You cannot do that. That is not on Stevie J.
Did we do Brisbane?
Brisbane, Richmond. Richmond suck, don't they? And Brisbane are good, aren't they?
Well, I think Richmond was a lot better than I would have thought. I think Brisbane are starting really slow.
Yeah, you take that.
But even though they're starting really slow, they're still winning games, unlike last year where they really didn't.
Tom.
Yeah.
Let's pivot.
Yeah.
To this weekend.
Sure.
Do you know what this weekend is?
Yeah.
Gather round.
Gather round.
Okay.
Exciting.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to gather around you.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Gather round.
Gather round.
Come here.
No. It's the name of the
Oh,
round.
right. Sorry. I'm so sorry. It's got double meaning.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting, isn't it? Do you still want to go?
Yeah. I mean, it's too late now, but yeah, I would have loved to have gone.
I'm so sorry, Tom.
It would be so much fun just to experience it. It's so cool. I think it's, just a really fun, cool thing.
I will never accept that Adelaide is cool, but I take your point that would be a fun thing to go to.
Yeah, like I think I really am attracted to going to new stadiums and stuff. So going to see North and Gold Coast play at fucking Barclay Hills or whatever they're called.
Have you been to Adelaide Oval for a game?
Nah.
It's very nice.
So yeah, just to go to Adelaide Oval, what's the one I'm talking about where North and Gold Coast are playing? Norwood. Like just good to go see a bunch of different rural ovals, but see real teams play would be so much fun.
Everyone's going over. It's going to be an absolute vibe and a half.
I love going to
I was thinking, because we're not going, I would like people who are going, if you are listening to this, send us photos of you eating villies. What else can they send us? What are key points of us in Adelaide that they could send photos of? Anything that you think's relevant, send it to us.
Yeah, send it to us.
Villies mostly.
I saw that Checkers got they're doing a pie floater.
Yeah, that's classic. An Adelaide absolute classic.
Yeah, but you said they were doing Villies at the ground.
They are.
No, they were doing pie floaters at the ground.
Well, it's Villies. Villies do pie floaters. It's an Adelaide delicacy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be into it. But
I'm excited to watch from afar. I'm sad we can't be there, but it should be a vibe and a half. But us not going makes us very big Malakas. It's time for everyone's favourite thing of the thing. It's Malaka time.
Are you sure you don't want to just quickly talk about Richmond and Brisbane?
No. Well, what do you want to say about them?
Just Lawler had like a fantastic game, which was really exciting.
I mean, they were fine.
24, kicked 2 and 1. I think it was really exciting for the young Richmond people. Brisbane, yeah, they'll be fine. I don't know. There might not be anything else to say.
No, I just think there was first versus last,
Yeah. Ashcroft's going to be a superstar.
I said, a friend of mine, actually, this is what I'll talk about with Brisbane, Richmond. A friend of mine said, I've got a friend here from England and they're only here for the week.
Yeah.
I need a game to take them to in Melbourne. What are the games on? And I looked at the thing and I saw that there was one game over the weekend. And so I wrote back, there's no games on.
There's no games on. Fair enough too. But yeah, then they played quite well. So there you go.
Yeah, no, props to you, Brisbane.
Props
Congrats.
to you, Brisbane. And props to Richmond, the young Cubs. But yeah, here's the will of the people, Broden.
Okay, am I going to like the will of the people?
Well, here's the first thing. Look, can we just do a reminder for the people? There was a lot of serious Malakas. Now remember, Malaka is not when you bring a gun to a game. A Malaka is when you're a bit of a wanker, a bit cheeky, right? So don't send in all your serious stuff because we're here for a bit of a laugh.
Can I do a Malaka watch?
Sure.
I the Malaka goes to that person over there, Paddy.
Yeah.
It goes to you.
Yeah.
And it goes to Marnie Vinyl. Because in the chat, I said to you all three, it's crazy that they caught them because I've been going in with 2 guns for years.
Yeah.
Referring to my big, strong muscle arms.
Referring to your muscles.
And the only response I got was from Marnie, who said, it's a very funny joke.
First of all, here's what's got people fired up. Broden, moving along from your excellent 2 guns joke. You should have said 2 bazookas, big bazooka
No,
guns.
the bazookas. No, bazookas are no.
Okay.
No, not bazookas.
So people were really upset about the jumper clash on Thursday.
Bazooki,
like genuinely, people were upset.
About the jumper clash?
Yeah, between Collingwood and Carlton.
Oh, yeah, no, they're the same colours and they get both afforded concessions that no other team in the AFL gets, and it's complete rot and the whole system is entirely corrupt.
Yeah, so that was a massive malacca.
100%.
Now, someone wrote in something, and I want to unpack this, mate. Someone
About me?
said, ask Broden about making Sam Wiedemann clean a toilet.
Sam Wiedemann, Melbourne superstar and
Yeah,
Bomber superstar.
yeah.
I walk out on my show. Not walk out on my show.
Yeah, you
I didn't
walk onto
Fuck
stage.
you guys, I don't need you, and walked out. No, I walked on stage and front row center's Sam Wiedemann.
Yeah.
And so I
Wonderful,
I fucked
supportive
with
man.
him. I fucked with him on stage.
And did you make him clean a toilet?
Not to ruin any jokes in the show, but I fucked with him on stage
Okay, great.
and showed, embarrassed Sam Wiedemann in front of all his friends and family. That same night, I asked a crowd member, I'm like, what do you do for a job? And they're like, I direct. And I'm like, oh, what do you direct? And they went, the AFL. I went, what the fuck are you talking about? It's fake.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I direct a show on TV. And I can't go into it anymore.
Right.
I had to stop the show and go, what?
Do you start pitching ideas or?
No, could have.
Like I said earlier, probably if 100 people put in Malakas, 70 of them were for Mac. But I reckon keep going, Mac. We love it.
Yeah, great.
I think, like I said earlier, it's his greatest strength. After the siren, you could probably let it go, Mac, but also the aggression is his greatest strength. Now, this goes into a Malacca because people desperately want it as a Malacca, but again, could go both ways for me. Bit of a super,
great.
maybe. Did you see the Jack Higgins post-game interview?
No.
So the reporter asked him, going to Adelaide next week, what are you excited about for Adelaide? He goes, I don't like Adelaide.
That's great.
He basically, I love that the AFL is spending millions of dollars to go to Adelaide.
They'd be so mad.
Tourism Adelaide is spending all this money, and his response is, nah, it's shit. So people are very upset with him. I think that's
Who was upset with him?
Like, Adelaideans are like, fuck you, I think it's the funniest thing you could possibly say. I think Paddy was saying he said he was going to stay in the hotel and play fucking COD all weekend.
That's so funny.
All right, lots more Souvlaki. So people wanted to put up Jesse for 9. Jesse Hogan kicking 9.
Jesse 9.
The horny one, 69th game, really showed up. People
Yeah,
wanted that.
huge.
Yeah, like we glossed over earlier, Lawler had a fucking massive game. Good to see. Riley Bice, a lot of people were up about.
Riley Bice.
Riley
He's
Bice.
dating my friend.
Saints, 8 from the last 10. Fantastic Saints.
Yeah,
massive
wow.
super.
Saints 8 from 10.
Yeah, I've written Darcy has arrived, but I think Darcy's been playing really well for a long time. So I don't
Sam
know.
Darcy.
Yeah.
We kicked 5 today.
Yeah, but he's been doing that for a while, so I don't know why I read
Captain
that.
Late.
And then people were very excited about the Helen Gunn episode. People really liked it, Broden. Well done.
Yeah, people did like it.
of
Well,
great
it's all
people.
Helen. She's one of our great writers and one of the great orators, and we can she's a very smart woman.
Then I've written down favourite superhero. Why have I written that down, Broden?
Oh, yeah, I was supposed to do a whole superhero thing, but I forgot about
You
it.
forgot about it? Oh, well.
We'll do it another time.
We'll do it
That's
another
coming
time.
right after the Michael Voss interview.
For me, it was White Rabbit from Devil May Cry, which I watched.
What the fuck is that?
I watched this great anime. It just came out of nowhere. Put it on the treadmill.
Yeah, and it was good.
Oh, it's just fantastic. You should watch it. Everyone
Shit,
should
yeah.
watch it.
I've started watching Adolescence on Netflix, and everyone's watching that.
Is that a movie or a TV show?
It's a 4-part series. Very, very good.
Yeah, people about it. But I saw it on Letterboxd, so I was like, oh, it must be a movie.
I was on Letterboxd.
Yeah, well done.
I picked my 4 movies.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Zach and Mark took it very seriously.
Yeah, of course they
I
do.
was like,
Movie boys.
movie. I was like, these ones. Great. Well, it was a great week of footy. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Tom?
I enjoyed it immensely.
Did you? If you enjoyed it, Paddy, say, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was gross. Do it off mic now.
Oh, yeah.
That's better.
It's better.
Tom, thank you. Have a great week.
Thank you,
Hope your
mate.
back feels better.
Oh, yeah.
And Broden, you have a great week too. Thank you, Broden. This has been The Footy. Bounce that pill.